know, there's a lot of really good people that have tried really hard to create positive solar businesses and solar experiences, and to see a big one that was kind of the flagship out there go down. That's not fun. You know, now my mind turns to, well, what can we do to support the people that are displaced?
Yeah, I agree.
How about you? What does that look like to you?
Yeah, I kind of had the same thought of, you know, it's our industry, it's a family, and if someone falls and breaks their leg, it's never good, right, in our family, but we're going to be there to support them and their partners. And so if there are dealers, sales groups, employees out there that we can support and help, then let's do everything that we possibly can to do it. And hopefully learn from any mistakes that were made, ask a lot of questions. But it's tricky. Our industry's crazy. It's wild.
Yeah, I love what you said is every time there's an experience like this, it is, well, what can we glean that we do not want to repeat?
Yeah.
How do we make sure we don't make that mistake, whatever that mistake is? And then we do the best that we can to continue to have the industry mature and get better. You know, what I don't like is all the critics that say, oh, they did this and they did that. I mean, bottom line is they did the best that they could, and everybody needs to share in the responsibility when something doesn't work.
Yeah, it's true. Our industry, even though I've been in it for 15 years, you've been in it for a couple of years longer than that. It's still in its infancy, right? We're still not a mature industry, right? We're getting there. And we're learning from the mistakes, and hopefully like we'll get there sooner than later and not make too many mistakes along the way. But it's exciting to see that things are maturing. People are getting better, and the decisions that they are making along the way.
I find it fascinating that when I started in the industry, people that got solar were the same ones that wanted to build organic farms. You know, they were like, oh, those are the odd guys. Now I think across the board, almost everybody knows that solar is good. You know, so it's now, how do we present solar to people that we give them the benefits, we give them options, we don't make hard sells, we just say, we all agree that it's good, so how do we give you the opportunity to do it where it's not threatening, and it's good for you because of the way that it's presented and the options that you're given?
Totally. Yeah, I remember one of my first sales, I thought I had this perception that like people who went solar were tree huggers. Right?
That's a great name.
And we're hippies, right? And like my parents were hippies, and I was like, I can do this. It's in my blood. And one of the first things someone said to me was like, well, I don't really care that much about the environment, but what's the benefits of going solar? And it was a quick pivot to, do you want to save money? And it was a sale. And it was that quick. And I thought, whoa, so now I have both of these lines of people that love this one industry, which is, yes, tree huggers. Yes, they're all for it. I'm one of them, right? Also, people who are in like the financial world, right? Love it. It obviously makes sense. It's a no-brainer. Take control of it. And so I was like, wow, this is crazy what's happening in this industry.
Things have changed so much. And I look back, I inherited a door-to-door home security sales company back early during 2000. And I didn't really love that industry because it was kind of fear-based selling. And I started to go, is it possible to sell solar door to door? Now everything has switched over to that. I actually went on, Googled it, and I could find out where they did it in Japan. They would go around with their compass and say, your house is orientated right, we could put solar. And I go, we could do this, but it was so hard to try to figure out how to crack the code and ever, you know, and be able to pull it off. And here, years later, it's got massive adoption.
Man, yeah, it's wild. You can generate leads from every source just about now. Whether you're Hey Mister and Home Depot or Costco or wherever, or just knocking doors on the streets or generating them virtually. Like, it's all over the place. It's wild. I remember at the very beginning of my solar career, I always used to say one thing. It's not a matter of if, but when.
Right.
Everyone has
that.
it.
Yeah.
Everywhere. You know, you look at any sci-fi movie, there's solar everywhere.
Right.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
And if anything's going to tell the future, it's movies.
Yeah, there you go. You know, and I love the fact that I had Energy Service Partners put solar on my house, and now I have batteries. And so I have my 2 electric vehicles sitting in the garage. The sun is shining. My cars are getting charged. My electricity isn't costing me anything. And it's remarkable. It's beautiful. I love it, as opposed to keep working, keep spending money, keep doing it, paying somebody that's making a whole lot of money. Why don't I generate the electricity that I use and become energy independent? And I love the feeling.
So cool. Take control.